Good morning, children. Yesterday I had given two stanza based questions, two stanzas with their questions based on them from the poem My Mother at 66, composed by Kamla Das. Today I am giving the third stanza and the last one. Third stanza of the same poem, My Mother at 66. I am reading the stanza. Listen to me carefully. Then I will tell you the questions and I will ask you the answers. If you are capable, you better give me the answer. Otherwise, I am going to provide you the answers also. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her van, pale, WAN van, as a late winter's moon and felt that old familiar ache, ACHE, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma, AMMA, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. The poetess was trying to smile to avoid her fear, childhood fear. That you might be knowing that a child cannot live without its mother. Same thing happens with everyone. Those who are losing their parents at untimely hours before old age, they better understand the intensity of the problem facing. I am repeating the stanza once again. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her van pale as a late winter's moon and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. First question. What did the poet do after the security check? What did the poet do after the security check? Give the answer. The answer is, after the security check, the poet stood a few yards away from her mother and looked at her face again. After the security check, the poet stood a few yards away from her mother and looked at her face again. Second question. Why did the poet compare her mother's face to a late winter's moon? Why did the poet compare her mother's face to a late winter's moon? The answer is, the late winter moon lacks, LACKS, lacks brightness as well as strength. Same is the physical condition of an old person, whether man or woman. The late winter moon lacks brightness as well as strength. The pale and colorless face of the mother resembles the late winter moon. The pale and colorless face of the mother resembles means matches. RESEMBLES. The late winter moon. The fear of aging. What is the third question? What is her childhood fear? What is her childhood fear? The fear of aging, AGEING, and ultimate death or separation is her childhood fear. She has a fear that very soon her mother will leave her in this world all alone. how could she stay in this world without her mother? That feeling pained her. Fourth question. How do the parting words of the poet and her smile? How do the parting, Parting, parting words of the poet and her smile present a contrast? Contrast means quite opposite to her real feelings. To her real feelings. The answer is the poet's parting words of assurance, ASSURANCE. The poet's parting words of assurance and her smiles present a stark contrast to the old familiar ache, ACHE, our childhood fear. Our words and smiles are a deliberate attempt, DELIBERAT, attempt, efforts, ATTEMPT, attempt to hide what is going on inside. She was trying to hide her fear, and on surface she was smiling, but what happened in her in her heart, she was very much troubled to see her mother growing older, and she thought that very soon she will leave her all alone in this world. So her words and smiles are a deliberate attempt to hide what is going on inside. These are three stanzas. I have explained each and every line of this poem. Note down them in your notebook. There should be two notebooks, one for writing section and one for literature section. There are two books in literature, Flamingo and Vistas. You have to divide the register copy. You have to make a register. This short size copy will not be used. Register, half part of register will be used for Flamingo and half part for Vistas. And in writing section, you have to write all the letters and everything, notice, messages. I will tell you. Two copies I require. You have to make. That will be checked after the school reopens. Now, there are certain questions in your NCERT books at the end of the lesson. First is, what is the kind of pain and ache that the poet feels? What is the kind of pain, PAIN, and ache, ACHE, that the poet feels? Write the answer. When the poet sees the pale and corpse-like face, corpse, dead body, CORPSE, face of a mother, her old familiar pain or the ache returns, comes back. Perhaps she has entertained this fear since her childhood. She was having this fear since her childhood. Aging is a natural process. Aging, AGEING, is a natural process. Time and aging spare none. Spare none. NONE. Time and aging have not spared the poet's mother and may not spare her as well. With this aging, separation and death become inevitable. INEVITABLE. Inevitable means that comes without any invitation. It is certain to come with everyone, which is sure to come. Death is inevitable. Now, next question. Why are the young trees described as sprinting? Why are the young trees described as sprinting, sprinting. Write the answers. Answer: the poet is driving to Cochin Airport. Cochin, Cochin. It is in south. When she looks outside, the young trees seem, SEEM, seem to be walking past them. With the speed of the car, they seem to be running fast or sprinting. Running fast or sprinting. When you are sitting in car, the car is moving certain direction. The trees just on both sides of the road seems to be running with you. They are moving back, you are going fast. The poet presents a contrast. What was quite opposite? The contrast: her dozing old mother and sprinting young trees. Dozing, Dozing. Her mother was going to collapse and these small children were going to rise. Childhood is the beginning of life and old is just end of life. After old age, death is certain to come. And when the child is born, it grows to be a young boy. Then slowly it will be older, but it will last for a certain periods, long periods. That brings energy and hope in our life. Now, third question. It is NCERT based questions. The answer question you will get at the end of your lesson. I am telling the answers also. Why has the poet brought, bring, brought, teach, taught, think, thought, buy, bought, seek, sought. SEEK, seek, sought, SOUGST. Bring, brought, think, thought, buy, bought, catch, caught. Such type of verbs, three forms of verbs are there. Why has the poet brought in the image of the merry children spilling out of their homes? Merry means happy children, they were coming out of their homes. The poet has brought, answer I am telling you, the poet has brought in the image of merry children spilling out of their homes to present a contrast between old age and the young age. The merry children coming out of their homes in large numbers present an image of happiness and spontaneous overflow of life. Spontaneous, SPONTANEOUS, spontaneous overflow of life. This image is in stark contrast to the dozing old mother, whose ashen face looks lifeless and pale like a corpse, CORPSE. She is an image of aging. She is an image of aging, aging, decay and passivity, passive, PASSIVITY. Full stop. The contrast of the two images enhances means increases. The contrast of the two images enhances the poetic effect in the poem. POETIC, effect, EFFECT. Now come to the fourth question. Why has the mother been compared to the late winter's moon? Repeating the question. Why has the mother been compared to the late winter's moon. Late winter's moon should be written between single inverted comma. Write the answer. The poet's mother is 66 years old. Her shrunken, when you grow older, your cheeks shrunk. Her shrunken, 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 ashen face, ASHEN, ashen face resembles a corpse, CORPSE. I will provide difficult words with their meaning also. Don't worry about difficult words. If after I have provided you, even then you are having certain difficult words, you should ask. I will tell you each and every word. So there is no foundation in asking questions. If you are not asking questions, you are careless. If you are not listening the video properly, you are quite careless, and it will be challenge for you. Similarly, the late winter's moon looks hazy, 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 and obscure, OBSCURE. It lacks shine and strength. The comparison is quite natural. The comparison is quite natural and appropriate. APPROPRIATE, appropriate. The simile is a figure of speech. Simile used here is apt. Apt means appropriate. APT, apt, is as well as effective. Simile. What is simile? I will tell you. I am repeating the answer fast. Listen to me. I am repeating the answer of this question. The poet's mother is 66 years old. Her shrunken ashen face resembles a corpse. She has lost her shine and strength of youth. Similarly, the late winter's moon looks hazy and obscure. It too lacks shine and strength. The comparison is quite natural and appropriate. The simile used there is apt as well as effective. Now I want to tell you simile and metaphor. Simile is a figure of speech in which there is comparison between two objects of different kinds. At least they have one point in common. If we are comparing, you are so beautiful as moon, means the beauty of the person has been compared with the beauty of moon. He is as strong as you, means you have been compared with him. As strong as you are as so intelligent as you are as intelligent as your brother, means both brothers are compared. They are similar to them. The intelligence is similar, but their physique is different. What is common between them? Their intelligence. And there is one metaphor also. Metaphor is a figure of speech in which there is comparison between two objects. It is an implied simile. Two objects of different kinds. I am repeating the definition. A metaphor is a figure of speech in which there is comparison between two objects of different kinds, but it is an implied simile. The words like, so, as are not used in metaphor. It takes for granted as if two things are one. What is the difference between metaphor and simile? Metaphor. He is the Lion of Punjab. Means Lala Lajpat Rai was the Lion of Punjab. His bravery has been compared with the bravery of lion, but there is no physical similarity in them. The bravery is there. Like, so word is not used. But if I say he fought, Maharana Pratap fought with his enemy like a lion, means his bravery has been compared with the bravery of lion. The word like is used. If like, so, as are used, then there is simile. If these words are absent, like, so, as are not used, there is metaphor. In Hindi, I want to tell you, Haripad Komal Kamal Se. When the feet, God's feet has been compared with delicate lotus. Komal Kamal Se means like the petals of lotus, the God's feet has been compared. There is simile, upma alankar. Okay. In the same way, Rupak Alankar, metaphor is called Rupak. Munipad Kamal Bandi Do Bhrata Chalay Lok Lochan Sukhadata. Munipad Kamal Bandi Do Bhrata Chalay Lok Lochan Sukhadata means God's feet has Munipad Kamal. Means Munipad Kamal, feet of Muni, the Rishi, has been compared with lotus. But the words like so as are not used. In Hindi, say, if we are using say, mano, Haripad Komal Kamal say, if I say there is simile, means Upmalankar, and if I say Munipad Kamal Bandi Do Bhrata, there is the word say is not here, it is absent, there is metaphor, Rupak Alankar. I think I am 100% clear. What do now come to the fourth question? What do the parting words of separation? What do the parting words of the poet and her smile signify? What do the parting words of the poet and her smile signify? The answer is the poet's parting words of assurance and her smiles provide a stark contrast. STARK. A stark contrast to the old familiar ache or fear of the childhood. Her words and smiles are a deliberate attempt to hide her real feelings. She was trying to hide her feelings. The parting words, see you soon, Amma, but there is confusion. She could not hope. She was not sure that when she comes back from her study from the place where she is going to, she would be able to see her mother again or not, because her mother was very old and she was very close to leave this world. She was about to leave this world very soon. The parting words, see you soon, Amma, give an assurance to the old lady whose ashen face, ASHEN, ashen face, looks like a corpse, means a dead body. Similarly, her continuous smiles are an attempt to overcome the ache and fear inside her heart. HEART. Continuous smiles. She kept on smiling, hiding her pain. On the surface, she did not want to disturb her mother. She was trying to hide her problem, hide her pain. So she was smiling. Now some additional questions I want to provide you. Why does the poet smile? She is bidding goodbye to. Okay. Why does the poet look outside? What does she? SHE see SEEC. What does she see happening outside? Why? I am repeating the question. Why does the poet look outside? What does she see? She see. SHE she. SEEC. What does she see happening outside? The answer. Note down the answers. The thought of the aging mother at 66 and her pale and ashen face looking like a corpse becomes too heavy for the poet to bear. These trees speed past them and appear to be sprinting. I am repeating the answer. The thought of the aging mother at 66 and her pale and ashen face looking like a corpse becomes too heavy for the poet to bear. BEAR. Bear, born. She needs a distraction. DISTRACTION. A diversion. DIVERSIO. Diversion. Divert means to move in other direction. If if I am teaching in the class and you disturb me in the class and talk about certain different things, you have diverted me. Such type of diversion is not expected. Okay, so she was trying to. um she needs a distraction, a diversion, and therefore she looks outside. She watches young trees. These trees speed past them. These trees speed past them and appear to be sprinting, running fast. Sprinting means running fast. Then she sees happy children moving out of their houses and making merry. Then they sees happy children moving out of their homes, their houses or homes, and making merry. Next question. These two questions I have given, they are not to be found in your textbook. These are extra based questions I have created. What does the poet realize with pain? Why does the poet put that thought away and look outside? Single question. There are two questions joined together to make a single question. This answer should be given between 30 words, not more than that, because you will get 2 marks only for these answers. Short questions. What does the poet realize with pain? Why does the poet put that thought away and look outside? Note down the answers. The lifeless and faded face of the poet's mother pains her heart. She looks lifeless like a corpse. Everybody I told you. She provides an image of passivity, PASSIVITY, decay and death. The old lady seems to be lost in her thoughts. The old lady seems to be lost in her thoughts. The poet needs a distraction, a change. She puts that thought away and looks outside. She was trying to avoid those thoughts. When you don't want to listen certain things, you are trying to escape from the place or escape from the person or escape from the sentences you are listening. She puts that thought away and looks outside. There she gets a picture of life, happiness, and activity. There she gets a picture of life, happiness, and activity. Okay, that's all for this question. Where was the poet going and who was with her? This question can also come in your exam. Where was the poet going and who was with her? The poet was driving from her parents' home to the Cochin airport. The poet's mother had come to see her off. She was sitting beside her. She was dozing, 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 sleeping softly, sometimes getting up, sometimes sleeping, going to sleep. She was dozing with her mouth open. Some people, when they go to sleep, they open their mouth. A sleeping person is half dead. This sentence you don't have to write, but I am telling you that a sleeping person half dead. When we are sleeping, we don't know what is happening beside. Okay. She was dozing with her mouth open. The words driving and doze. The words driving and doze, D-O-Z-D, provide a contrast between images of dynamic activity and static passivity respectively. I am repeating. The words driving and doze, D-O-Z-D, Driving dose must be written between single inverted comma. Provide a contrast between images of dynamic activity and static passivity PASSIVITY respectively RESPECTIVely respectively. Okay, one more question. How has the poet contrasted the scene inside the car with the activities going on outside? How has the poet contrasted the scene inside the car with the activities going on outside? Write the answer. The poet has used beautiful images to highlight the stark contrast between the scene inside the car and the activities going on outside. The ascent phase, ASHEN, ascent should be written between single inverted comma. Why I am telling all these things? Because when you are writing these answers in board exam, the examiner observes all these things very carefully. They are trying to find out how to deduct your marks. I am helping you to avoid any kind of deduction. Write 100%. If there is no mistake in the answer, you will get 2 out of 2. If you make single mistake, half marks will be lost. So be careful. The ascent face of the poet's mother is pale and lifeless. It looks like that of a corpse. She is dozing and lost to herself. She is dozing, D-O-Z-I-N-G, dozing and lost to herself. The image of the dozing mother, D-O-Z-I-N-G, dozing mother, is contrasted with the spilling of children. Spilling, not spelling. Spilling, S-P-I-L-L-I-N-G. Spilling of children. The ashen and corpse-like face, A-S-H-E-N, ashen and corpse-like face, ashen between single inverted comma and corpse-like face in between inverted comma, corpse-like face is contrasted with the young trees sprinting outside. Old age and young age. A childhood, a child and the old man. They are compared. And last question from this poem. What poetic devices have been used by Kamala Das in My Mother at 66? Means poetic devices, figure of speech is a poetic device to enhance the quality and beauty of the poem. The poem, I am telling the answer. The poem My Mother at 66 is rich in imagery. Kamala Das uses the devices of comparison and contrast. Comparison and contrast. The use of simile is very effective. The use of simile is very effective. The face of the poet's old mother. The face of the poet's old mother is described as ashen, A-S-H-E-N. This ashen face is like that of a corpse. Like that of a corpse. C-O-R-P-S-E. From like to corpse, right between single inverted comma. The poet uses another simile. What is another simile? The wan pale. W-A-N wan, P-L-E pale. It should be written between single inverted comma to highlight these things. The wan pale face of the mother is compared to a late winter's moon. To a late a late winter's moon should be written between single bracket comma from a to moon to highlight these things. So a late winter's moon. The poem excels in contrast. EXCELS, excels in contrast. The old dozing lady inside is contrasted with the young trees sprinting and merry children spilling. The old dozing, DOZING, dozing between single bracket comma. Lady inside is contrasted with the young trees sprinting, 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 and merry children, I mean RRY, spilling, SPILLING, spilling out of their homes. That's all for this answer. One more question should be given. It is very important also. Note down that one also. How does Kamla Das try to put away? How does Kamla Das try to put away the thoughts of her aging mother? The thoughts of her aging mother. Write the answer. Kamla Das was in much trouble after seeing the lifeless and faded face. Kamla Das was in much trouble after seeing the lifeless and faded face of her mother. The old lady seemed to be lost in her own thoughts. The old lady seemed to be lost. LOST, lose, lost. LOSE, lose, LOST, lost. The old lady seemed, SEEMED, to be lost in her own thoughts. The poetess turned, TURNED, turned away her attention from her mother and looked outside. She looked outside. The outside world, 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 was full of life and activity. Full of life and activity. The young trees seemed to be running fast. The young trees seemed, SEEMED, seemed to be running fast. The children looked happy while moving out of their homes. The children looked happy while moving out of their homes. These happy children were giving energy to the poet. Okay, you have to write all these question answers with the extract based question answer, extract, as well as the question answer based on the extract or stanza. In poem we have stanza, in prose we have extract. Make clear. If there is a passage taken from prose, it is called extract. When I am giving certain lines from poem, it is called stanza. Okay. How many questions I have given? 5 questions were from NCERT, and I think 3, 4, 5 more I have given from extra questions I provided. If you prepare them, there will be no problem from this poem. Everything is clear. Note them once again. I am trying to repeat the answer, last answer, fast. You have to check yourself whether you have noted it down or not. Kamla Das was in much trouble After seeing the lifeless and faded face of her mother, the old lady seemed to be lost in her own thoughts. The poetess turned away her attention from her mother and looked outside. The outside world was full of life and activity. The young trees seemed to be running fast. The children looked happy while moving out of their homes. Okay, that's all for today. Tomorrow I'll teach you other poem. Before that, you have to note down all these things. Thank you. Have a nice